The term commission simply refers to dollars that you earn for accrued group business volume and group incentive business volume totals in an activated business development center. The MPCP, as you'll hear it referred to, refers to the Management Performance Compensation Program. A distributor must be qualified, active, and activated to be able to earn commissions. If a given group business volume level is reached on the left and on the right of a business development center, which is not activated, that commission check is forfeited. In essence, you've never earned it because one of the steps of the compensation system is that you be activated. So be sure, as you're placing volume in your business or anyone else within your group, that you place volume so that you do not hit the first pay criteria prior to being activated, because you will forfeit that check. Let's talk about another program that's come out. It's called the Incentive Business Volume Compensation Program. This is an interesting IBV program because what happens is a distributor must be qualified, active, and activated to be eligible to earn commissions, but the distributor must have at least one preferred customer ordering at least one BV product per quarter through the web portal. Either it could be through auto ship, it could be one of the Market America sites, MA My World, any of the mini websites, and it has to happen within that 3-month Q date period. Each of the distributor's preferred customers can satisfy this requirement. Many people have a lot of preferred customers, and so what happens is one preferred customer may satisfy this per quarter, but only for one time. If this requirement is not met when commissions are earned, then the distributor will receive a courtesy letter from Market America informing the distributor that the distributor's commission check will be held. And it's going to be held for 4 consecutive weekly from the week the check would have otherwise been mailed. In essence, if you should have gotten it on a certain date, they'll hold it for the next 4 cycles. If the requirements have still not been met by the end of the hold period, the check will be forfeited. If the requirement is met by this time, the distributor will be deemed to have satisfied the requirement for the prior quarter only, and then the requirement will continue for that new quarter they're in. If a given group business volume level is reached on the left and on the right of a BDC is not activated, that commission check will be forfeited. And again, not forfeit as much as you just did not earn it. Let's take a look at what the monthly BV accrual option is. Market America allows us to get away from this whole notion that every 30 days your commission resets, which is really how it is in traditional sales. Anybody out on the road selling any product typically has a window of 1 month to hit commission cycles. Within Market America, to alleviate that, we actually have set up an accrual option for you. This is going to give distributors the ability to continue to accrue group business volume month to month. It's a 12-month rolling accrual, and there's certain things you must do to make that happen. Remember, this is an option to exercise. It's not a requirement. But the option simply says this: if you are to accrue volume week after week, you must maintain a subscription to your unfranchised management system. You also must maintain a minimum amount of personal business volume to be placed in your business development center, your 001 each month. When you first get started, it's 50 business volume. As a coordinator, it goes to 100 personal business volume. As executive coordinator and higher, it goes to 100 personal business volume. The requirements for the company are only on our first business development center. As you begin developing new business development centers, that does not continue. It just applies to your 001. You must also, when you get started, in order to accrue group incentive business volume month to month, you must complete certain steps as well. Number 1, when you get your portal registered, when you first get started, it's going to take you through the setup process. So be sure that you've completed the MA Chatterbox account, the MA Blog, Fashion Sense, MA My World, and that way you'll be able to receive all the latest updates. You must also set up your portal as your home page. And you must maintain, as before, a subscription to the unfranchised management system. You will not be notified, by the way, if any of these things don't happen. So be sure you take care of that and stay on top of it. The UFMS and the personal IBV are required for group incentive business volume to accrue. This does not, though, affect the group business volume. Not accruing group incentive business volume month to month, again, does not affect group business volume. Let's continue and take a look at this stage. Group incentive business volume accrual option. It gives distributors the ability to continue to accrue group incentive month to month. You'll look at, just like we had the business volume of 50, 100, and 150, for the incentive business volume to accrue, we have a minimum requirement of 10 incentive business volume. The level 2, person has received their first 300 IBV commission check, that number will go to 20. Level 3, a distributor has completed one commission cycle and received $600, reached the 5,000 accumulation level. That number will now go to 30 incentive business volume. You must personally purchase $50 per month by your Q date from your partner store on your portal, and it could also come from My World or use a distributor personal PCID number. Now listen, this is something that's not difficult to do. You are already spending this money. This requirement is something that's already taking place. Just focus a little bit on the things you're currently out shopping for or buying from other sites to get them from yourself, and you're going to be able to take care of this. It will not be a problem for you. Purchases must generate BV or IBV to qualify. You must also generate a minimum of 50 business volume of MA branded product sales to your personal preferred customers through your web portal and or auto ship monthly by your Q date. So what's happening here is this IBV starts developing. It really is a system of driving not only customers to your portal, but allowing the service of that to generate volume to get paid more and more commissions. Everything synergistically fits together. One part feeds the other. So as the commissions are going to be earned, let's talk about how that flows, just what it looks like. I know you've seen the marketing plan, but let's just review it so that we can be comfortable and understand it more clearly. Commissions are going to flow. The search will be done from the left and on the right. There will be a search to infinite depths. You need to remember, in our system, there's no breakaways, there's no limits in depth. If you had 1,000 people on your left and 1,000 on your right, the search will go down to the very newest person and will start adding to everybody linked in between. It's a powerful thing to look at. When you hit one of 4 pay criteria, you're going to get paid each time. So when you hit the first pay criteria, which is 1,200 business volume from your left and 1,200 business volume on your right, which is represented by the red color on your screen, you will receive $300. When you accumulate 1,200 incentive business volume from your left and 1,200 incentive business volume on your right, you'll receive a $300 check as well. What's interesting is the incentive business volume will actually accrue for up to a 2-year period of time. The business volume will accrue up to 1 year's period of time. Let's look at the next accumulation cycle. The next pay criteria is when you hit 1,200 additional business volume for a total of 2,400 group business volume on the left and 2,400 group business volume on the right. At that point, you will receive an additional $300 check, and the same thing occurs when you reach 2,400 incentive business volume on the left and 2,400 on the right. You'll receive another $300 check. And this cycle pretty much continues. This is not a complicated payout. It pretty much accelerates itself as your group begins to grow and more people are purchasing. The volume begins to happen faster. The next pay criteria is when you reach 3,600 on your left and 3,600 on your right. That's both group business volume and group incentive business volume. At that point, you'll reach and receive another $300 check for each one of those. The last pay criteria is 5,000 business volume on the left and 5,000 business volume on the right, as well as 5,000 incentive business volume on the left and 5,000 on the right. At this point, you will have reached a total of $1,500 in commissions on business volume and $1,500 commissions on incentive business volume for a total of $3,000. You need to understand that as your organization grows, what's going to happen is this will start happening to where it takes place every single week. And that's really what you're looking for. And it may seem like a long time to get there, impossible to do, but you got to understand the fundamentals of the business make it possible. It's not about what you can do. Most things in life that you have to build with are really about you doing more and more and more stuff to make more money. that require more time and more money to make that happen. With our compensation system, you will take care of your business. 10 to 15 customers that buy market MA branded products and then buy from your portal. Okay? You'll help 2 people develop 10 to 15 customers that'll buy MA branded products and from your portal. You'll help those 2 develop their 2 people that'll buy MA branded products and products from the portal. It is a duplicatable system, and that people will lead to people and the organization will automatically grow. As time goes on, then, it just becomes easier and easier to earn weekly checks until you're hitting the 5,000 business volume and incentive business volume every single week. And then you'll be earning the 1,500 on BV and 1,500 on the IBV every single week. Based on your accrued BV totals for the given week, it could be anywhere between 300 to 1,500 for that accrual option. Very, very powerful. It's something that is simple and duplicatable, and it's something that is designed so that leaders and volume will always be driven to the bottom of the organization. And one of the next steps that allow that to happen is our management bonus. Not only will you make the $3,000 a week, but Market America has established this so that when you have somebody that's on your left side that reaches 5 and 5, and someone on your right side that reaches that 5 and 5, 5,000 group business volume, they will pay you an additional $600. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as a triple flush, which is kind of a fun term to be able to use as well. So let's take a look how the bonuses are going to be earned. The group business volume will continue to accumulate just like before, and each specific business will be accruing at a different rate. When someone on your left side, let's say it's Tom, reaches the 5,000 group business volume on the left and 5,000 group business volume on the right, as well as let's say Ann and Ben do that on the right side of your business. When someone on your left and your right reaches the 5,000 group business volume, you reach it the same week they do, Market America will pay you a bonus of $600, considered a management bonus. That will bring the total money you make from the business volume itself to $2,100 instead of just $1,500. And that's how we come up with our $3,600 a week. The maximum earning potential then would be done. The maximum you can earn from any single business development center is $3,600 a week, or approximately $187,000 a year. It's kind of interesting, when this business system was set up, it was really designed to drive talent and product to the newest people, but also enable us to have compensation where we spread the wealth and the product to everybody. We agreed at the beginning, in order to not run out of money, if you will, that we were going to cap ourselves, including the president and CEO of our company, J.R. Reidinger, capped himself at the $2,100 a week and now $3,600 a week. Market America is designed to always drive talent and profitability into the organization. Another way they allow that to happen is through what we call a re-entry option. It's interesting that J.R. Reidinger himself capped his income from the very beginning, just like you and I will do. But the reason he did that is so that new money can be earned, developing you more income. Let me explain. When you're building your business, the first time your business development center earns the check for reaching 5,000 on the left and 5,000 on the right, Market America will award you one business center, one additional business center to be able to place in depth within your business. And it has to be placed according to policy. Just be sure, by the way, that this re-entry, as you see viewed here, is recorded with the company prior to linking anybody to that. It must be placed with a manual order on paper in order to be able to place that re-entry. Also note, if you will, that you must qualify that business with 200 business volume, just like you did your 001, just like you would your 02, 03, etc. All right, so this is a business center displayed here on your screen. You notice it will be set up so that you will need to activate it by personally sponsoring someone on your left and personally sponsoring somebody on your right as well. The beautiful thing about this is the talent, people who understand the business, which would be you versus the new people getting started. You do this at their benefit, not at their risk. It's interesting to note that most businesses are really designed to leverage people at their disadvantage, if you will, in order to make more money. We've designed this so that when you do a reentry, it will not only profit you and secure your first business center, but it'll profit everybody as well. It's another leveraging tool where you drive talent to the bottom. And you look at the linkage here with Cheryl, AB and Inc., Tom, and then back to yourself. Every one of those people are going to benefit from you being down in that organization. It'll motivate your sales organization without any ongoing requirements. I love this option right here. And it allows you to build to whatever level you want. So if you look at each business paying you 187 grand, what you need to look at then is what's your income goals and how many business centers would it take to achieve those. So let's talk about building share of customer. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but really it's about selling more products to fewer people. It's much more efficient to do it that way, and it's definitely more profitable than the time-honored mass marketing rules of pitching every product to every single person in the face of the planet. It's really about establishing, sustaining, and maintaining conversation. And also, it's important to get your feedback from your customers so they know, what their experience is and what they like. And so instead of having to develop on lots of customers, you're going to really concentrate on building a few unique relationships, which I think is really, really critical. And what happens there is the 10 to 15 customers that shop regularly, you're able to offer them more and more products and services through your Mall Without Walls and, of course, your web portal. We can specifically take a product, we can match it to that person now, and we can also match people then to the products as well. I love the fact that each of these customers you're working with, we're going to compensate them as well. We're going to pay them for being able to shop. So let's look at some of these principles of building share of customer. Number one, you're selling more products to fewer people. It's easy. I liked it. I liked it a lot. You're going to sell within the product line. You can sell within a store. You can sell within the whole mall. Sell within partner stores. Customers to customers are going to be able to do that as well. Principle number two, and hopefully you're taking a few notes or jotting down on your note page itself. Principle number two, you're going to sustain dialogue and obtain feedback. You're going to figure out, what do your customers really want? What does this individual customer really want from you and from the product line they have? What would they purchase from you if you had it? We don't carry everything yet. We know we're getting pretty close. And part of your responsibility as a customer manager is to identify your customers' needs and then bring that to the company. Principle number three, you're going to build a unique relationship with these customers. You're going to demonstrate an active interest. Now listen, this is a step that is often overlooked as non-essential. We really feel like if we sold a customer a product, then they're going to be totally happy with that. But it's not that way. People enjoy the human touch. They enjoy the interaction. They enjoy being able to articulate their results. By listening, becoming familiar with the people, it's going to enable you to be able to also know what future products that they would want. Building this relationship is going to be a huge piece for you to be able to maintain a customer base that's going to be required to have. We can use surveys with our customers. We can collect data. We can warehouse, data mine. We're going to analyze the information, identify products and goods, services, and so on that your preferred customer could use. I like the fact that the company is actively doing business on my behalf. Do you think I come up with all the tools and the ways that we market the product? The company does. Field leaders do that. I just need to implement them. They have simplified it down to where I can do what I do best, which is deal with my customers. So again, what I do is I take them through the millions of products and services here, and I have them purchase more and more items from this point forward. So one month they may buy a book from Borders or Barnes & Noble, maybe an e-reader. The next month they may have issues with travel and then use some of our travel. The next month they may go back to Walmart and pick up some stuff for school. Okay, so I just go through it. I start working with them and teaching them how to be better shoppers. I teach them about the coupons that are available. I teach them about specials that are going on, and I drive our special offers that the company has for sales to their email or to their awareness as well. So anyway, there you go. Millions of products and services that people have. I want to talk about our recognition system a little bit. And I think when you're looking at your business, you need to know that recognition is a key for what we do. We call it pin levels. And I want to talk about the requirements when you hit those different pin levels. I don't think any of you got started believing that you were only doing this just to help somebody out. I think you got started because you saw it as a viable way for you to make ongoing income and meet some of the financial goals and things you had in life that you wanted to accomplish. We have very minimal requirements as we go through. Most of them are met and figured out when you first register your business. But in our company, as a coordinator, that's our first pin level recognition. That's a distributor who's qualified, activated, and has earned at least their first commission check. And by the way, the smallest commission check you ever get in a company is $300. At this point, you must submit a Form 1001. All right, it's the Executive Coordinator Qualification Application Form. It's simply your agreement that you accept responsibility of an Executive Coordinator. The second piece of paper that has to be filled out, you must submit your Form 925, your Executive Coordinator Acknowledgement and Agreement. This is simply to certify that you're attending or have attended all 3 required trainings and complied with the 70% rule, proving a Form 1000 has been done with at least 200 retail sales. Both of these forms are all part of the online sign-up wizard, and you've probably already done it. I do recommend that you go to your UFMS management reports and just make sure that your Form 1001 and Form 925 are on file. When you've gone completely through the pay cycle, you've hit the pin level that we call Executive Coordinator. It's a distributor who has accrued a minimum of 5,000 group business volume on the left and right sides of a business development center, and they've earned that $600 commission check. Of the 4 pay criteria, it's the 4th one that's met, and that's the final criteria for $600. At this point, you should have attended or you will Executive Coordinator certification training. It has to be done within 28 days of this $600 commission check as the requirement. Prerequisites for the ECCT are this new distributor training you're having now and also the basic 5. You must also have a UFMS as a requirement for being an executive coordinator and above. I want to point out also that if you're going to lead. One of the steps of leading is as an executive coordinator, you have an organization to lead. One of the things you're going to want to do is get in a position to understand this material to where you can now train on it. That way the training will come from leader to leader to leader, and again, dividing all the work up with a small number versus one person having to do everything. Let's look at the next pin level and the requirements to go with it. A pin level here is called Master Coordinator. Master Coordinator is a distributor who has done what we call the triple flush, meaning someone on the left and right, as well as yourself, have reached the 5,000 group business volume at the same time. A Master Coordinator has made the $1,500 plus the $600 for the total of $2,100 off that business center. It is a very important pin level to hit within our company. It's the first one where you not only have demonstrated you're a leader, but now you've gotten down into your group and you've developed leaders. This is the brilliant part of the business. Your goal as you begin developing your left and right side is not only producing volume, but is producing people who can produce people. And when you have an executive coordinator on your left and right side, that's one of the first indications that you're really starting to duplicate and have leadership ability. I hear people talking about pin levels, and they say it a lot of different ways, but our company is very distinct about saying that how you're supposed to talk about pin levels. Now, all pin levels beyond Master Coordinator are based on commissions and bonuses received from the Management Performance Compensation Plan in a 4-week pay cycle. Remember, we are not employees. We are independent distributors. Our income should not be advertised. One of the last things you really want to do is be copying your checks and running around town showing people. Here's how we're going to state our income. The recognition statement of income is going to be like this. Kelly Whited has earned in excess of $18,000 in a 4-week pay cycle, which is how I would be introduced as a director with Market America. And this is the only way to state a distributor's income in recognizing a pin level. So let's take a look at some of these pin levels. After Master Coordinator, just to review, we've done Coordinator, executive coordinator, and master coordinator. So let's look at some of the pin levels. And when we do this, I want you to pick out one that would satisfy where you want to be in this business, all right? The next pin level we have here is professional coordinator. You have earned in excess of $4,500 in a 4-week pay cycle. I always think it's kind of a little humorous note to note there are 13 4-week pay cycles in a year. So when you start hitting these different pin levels and you're making this money on a 4-week pay cycle, that's actually a 13-month calendar year. And I love the fact there's 13 months in my year now instead of just 12 as it relates to income. Next pin level, supervising coordinator. You earn in excess of $7,500 in a 4-week pay cycle. Now you're starting to move into 6-figure income at that point. National supervising coordinator in excess of $10,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. Executive supervising coordinators in excess of $15,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. So look at your current job, look at your current goals that you have, look at where you want your family to be, and just pick one of these out as we go through these. A director has earned in excess of $18,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. Executive director has earned in excess of $25,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. And they keep moving on up. Field vice president has earned in excess of $36,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. Executive field vice president, crazy money, earned in excess of $45,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. Senior executive field vice president is earned in excess of $63,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. Field vice or field president is earned in excess of $80,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. And international field president is earned in excess of $100,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. It's a lot of fun to think about making $25,000 a week, isn't it? Well, most people in our business have the ability to take a look and actually make more in a month than they're making in a whole year right now. And I think if you just understand a few of these details, and as we start moving forward talking about them, you're going to see that all of this is fit together for your financial success. The last note on this slide I want to put out there is remember, this is a business. You will be asked to conduct yourself in a professional manner and operate it within the systems that Market America has. You will be rewarded very, very well for that.